did I used
Go
to
later.
start this?
How's it going, everybody?
All right, now I remember. How's it going, everybody? This is Precisely Podcast, a podcast about beer and video games. I'm your host, Beau, and with me, as always, we got Kelly,
What's up?
and we got Sam.
Hello.
How are you guys?
I'm so good.
It feels so good.
I have been sitting on this couch for 4 months waiting for you guys to need to record again.
It has been a long, long time since we have
I told my
recorded.
wife I'd be home in May.
It's okay. We had the air conditioning on. He was listening to his favorite music. It was
Yes.
fine.
Gave him
Yeah.
all his favorite treats.
It has been May since we last recorded, and right now is October 6th. That is like, what, 5 months?
We took a little bit of a sabbatical.
We
Yeah.
joked on the last podcast that it had been 5 months, 17 days, and like 6 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
I was listening to it again recently, and it's like, we're actually close to that. this
We are
time.
close to it. I can't believe it's been this long.
We
and
spoke it into existence.
Things have happened, though.
things have happened.
hmm
Right now, I am a father to a lovely little girl named Adelina Wise. It is the greatest joy in life. Like, everyone will tell you that is a parent, and apparently it is. Like,
And you don't get it until it happens to
yeah,
you.
like, seriously, like, all I want to do is stare at her and hold her and kiss her on her forehead. And I love it. She's amazing.
I'm not a huge fan of babies. Children in general. Usually it's just like, okay, cool. Like at like the age of like 6 when you can be like, what's your favorite dinosaur? That's a good time for me. But babies, I'm usually like, that's a small alien, and it's
Mhm.
like, what is that? But this baby is fucking adorable.
It is.
She
adorable.
is the
adorable.
cutest little, oh my gosh, she's so cute.
She's a little bundle of joy.
She is awesome. So
No, I'm-
congratulations, Beau and Kayla. It's a cute little girl.
Thank you.
I'm all about the tiny little kids. Say mine's like 18 months old now, and he
Yeah.
walks and has opinions and stuff.
Oh my gosh, I love all the pictures that you post of him. I'm just like, he's like a little man.
He's starting to develop his own vocabulary too, and I don't know whether to be concerned or not
Yeah.
yet.
He's almost ready to pay taxes.
Oh,
No. God, no. I am going to prepare Adelina, though, for taxes and like tax season and let her know about
Like
it.
next year. You're
No,
gonna
but
start.
Adelina,
I'm
sit
gonna,
down.
I'm going to talk to her about it because like my parents never really talked to me about it.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things that
They had a
happen.
tax guy
Yeah,
that like I would just give him my W-2s when I was 16 and like didn't know anything what happened. I'd
Oh.
get some money back at the end and that's it.
Yeah.
I did my own, but I still didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
My dad sat me down at like 19 or so and said, Sam, it's about time you did your own TurboTax.
Oh, yeah?
And you can get the free one.
And by gum, I did it.
Nice.
Wow.
And now I make Aubrey do it.
Yeah. Kayla's really good at it,
She
too.
like wants to do it. She's like, I just want to try it once. I was like, you're going to like doing it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So we're a whole podcast of people who don't do their own taxes.
I
We make our spouses do it.
mean, I'll look at them and I'll get real frustrated and then just have Kayla do it.
I did it for probably about 10 years. And then when my wife willingly volunteered, I relented
Yeah.
begrudgingly.
Oh, I did my own my whole life, and then when Scott like saw me struggling every year, he would be like, "Can I do it for you?" And I'm like, "No, it's not your job, And then we got married, and he was like, "Don't worry, I got all the taxes from here on out." And I was like, "Thank God."
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
No more.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, life is good. It's been a great break. I've honestly sort of forgot about the podcast, and then Kelly came over the other day and was like, "We need to record." And I was like, "You're right. We should."
Yeah. I've had a lot of people come in and be like, "What's that poster on the wall? Can I buy that? That's fucking cool." And I'll be like, "You cannot buy that. But you can listen to it." And then I'm like, "But we haven't done anything new, so just like don't expect anything from me."
I mean, our podcasts are timeless, I feel like.
Timeless.
They really are. Like anyone could learn about like old educational video games, like gun, games,
Sure.
fucking toys that they grew up with. Like, we hardly talk about the news.
No.
So, really, it's timeless. You could,
Sure.
like, you could dig a big hole in your backyard, put all of our podcasts in it, open it up 20 years later, and still fucking learn shit.
Are we talking we're going to do a time capsule episode?
Yes, with our podcast.
Amazing. I'm in
Yes.
for it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Have you ever done a time capsule?
I think everybody did one at like 1999 when they were like, hey, just in case the world ends, in a couple of months, when the computers fight back, Y2K. And everybody's like, well, let's do a time capsule real quick. So remember what it was like before the robots took over.
Jokes on them. Computers aren't going to take over until at least 2030.
We still got a couple years left. But yeah, I think everybody in school, like you did something where it was either like you wrote a letter to yourself in the future or you...
When are we going to open those time capsules is my question.
I definitely did one in the year 2000, like Kelly's talking about, and I couldn't begin to tell you where it is.
Yeah,
you're
I don't know
probably
where it is
supposed
either.
to open it 20, 30 years later.
This was
there.
like my whole class did it and we put it somewhere, though. It was like we had a video. We all put stuff in it. We all filled out this book. I even know the teacher and have contact with her still. And I couldn't tell you where it was.
Ask her.
I'm kind of curious now because that was at a school building that doesn't even exist over here
Jesus
anymore. Because that was the other part of it was like we were going to put it somewhere and then they were going to build a new school and like we were going to be those old people someday. Well,
Here we are.
Yeah, we
21 years later.
Let's open all the time capsules.
I think this was like slated for later than that, but
Yeah, I think a lot of schools did like a thing. Because I remember like my school doing something probably around 20 years ago. And it was just like, we're all going to put something that is about our school in the school somewhere in the grounds. And then we'll dig it up later. And it was like a big deal. But I don't even know what that was. But I remember doing like letters to yourself. And when my parents moved out of my childhood home, my mom gave me like boxes of everything she ever saved. And she was like, here, I saved this for you. You can go through it. And of course, I found them in there. So I could read them and be like, oh, that's what third grade Kelly was doing.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
my parents have a similar collection of my belongings of school project type that I think still exist in their house. Because there was actually this whole pile of stuff. They moved into a new house like 15 years ago. There was this whole pile of stuff that like 2 or 3 years ago, they realized they hadn't touched since they moved. So it's like sitting there for 12 years and they were looking at it and realizing it was like projects that me and my like 30s siblings all did like 25 years ago.
Yeah, I had like art projects in there where I was like, it was the advent of the Pokemon era. So my art projects had like Pikachu in them and stuff,
That's
good.
cool.
Yeah.
You should get those.
I seem to
I
recall
have it.
doing a lot of book publishing on like old Apple II printers.
Yeah, I had a bunch of those from like, what was it called? The storybook.
Yeah.
That one. I had a bunch of stuff from there, a bunch of kid pics art printed out, stuffed in a folder.
I have a bunch of my old artwork from elementary to high school in my basement because my parents didn't want it anymore. I guess they just stopped loving me and they're like, you should hold on to this. I'm like, why? Like, it's going into my basement. Like, what am I supposed to do with it? Like, have my children sell it once I die and they think I'm Picasso or something?
What
like,
I'm hearing is we are doing an art gallery showing with all 3 of our childhood artworks,
I'm fine with that.
our best picks from, I guess, elementary to high school. We can include that, and we'll do a gallery walk of our artistical growth.
Let's do it in the parking lot of Retro and Rad, and we'll like do a fundraiser for it, and people will come by and they'll be like, oh, what school is this from? Like, no, this is when we were 12 years old.
This art is older than you, Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can buy it.
I don't know if I'd sell it. Because I think all the things it kept, I was like, that's pretty
You're
fucking
proud
cool.
of.
Yeah.
We'll
I
go
think
on
I got
full
rid of the other
amusement
one.
park ride. The exhibit will just end in Retro and Rad.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, you know, when you
tent
go
it
on a
around.
roller
like
coaster
that.
and then you end up in a gift shop somehow.
I like that.
Mm,
So how is the store, Kelly?
it's great.
Last time we talked to you, I think you're like a month
Probably,
into it.
yeah. And now I'm like, well, October is month 7 now.
Okay.
So I'm half a year in. It's nuts because it doesn't feel like it's been 7 months. It feels like it's been like 7 years. But at the same
really?
time, it's been like,
In a good way, though.
right.
Say from an outside perspective, it feels like 5 minutes.
Right,
I was like thinking about
yes.
this,
Yeah,
like,
right.
man, Kelly's had that shop for 6 months already.
Well, yeah, that's what I like when I look at everything. I'm like, oh, it's not that long. And then I think like my day to day, I'm like, oh, I've been doing this for so long, and like it's only been 7 months. Like, I haven't even been here a year yet. But it's like people will still come up and be like, oh, this is new. When did this get here?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, well,
in New Cumberland, people will be saying that for like 10 years.
oh, I know. But yeah, they'll be like, well, I
Where's
didn't notice
Coakley's?
this. Yeah, where's Coakley's? That thing's dead and buried. They threw that in
Yeah.
the river. Long
So it's
gone.
been going well.
Yes, it's been really, really good. Community's been awesome. New Cumberland's been awesome. Customers have been awesome. Been getting a lot of cool stuff going on. This is like why it feels like I've been there forever, but also not, is like I'm finally at the point where I can start to do the things that I wanted to do. Like? I want to start looking at events. I want to start looking at giving back to my community, fundraising, things of that nature. And now I can finally be like, okay, we're set in the building. We're set with the inventory. Let's focus on the fun.
Yeah.
You know? So starting to do some things like that. Like October right now, I got like a little costume contest going on. So people can come in a costume any day, and I'll take a picture of it. We'll put it online. And then people online will vote for their favorite costume, and whoever.
Are you
the top
doing that
three-
now? Have you seen any costumes?
Not yet, because it's pretty early in
Okay.
October. But I feel like we're gonna start getting some soon, and then we've got, you got the Halloween parade, we got trick or treat coming up, all that fun stuff. I got my friend. I've known him since middle school. Just published his very first novel, which is super cool, and he asked if I wanted to be on his book signing tour.
Oh, cool.
So I'm hosting him at a book signing later this month. It's like there's cool stuff that I'm actually getting to start right now, and
That's great.
I'm going to start collaborating with other businesses in the area, businesses outside of New Cumberland, things like that. So it's pretty exciting that I can start to stretch my wings a little bit there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. And Sam, how about you? What have you been up to?
A lot of the same.
Yeah?
Not the same as Kelly, just a lot of the same as what I said in May.
Stop copying me.
Now for me, still being a dad and still working a lot because it was the summertime for me. And that's car show season done in Carlisle.
Yeah.
So it's finally time for things to slow down a little bit. But yeah, not a whole lot has changed for me. At least I don't think it has. Feels like it hasn't, because 4 months still seems like 5 minutes to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But not a whole lot new in my world.
Well, that's exciting either way.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing.
It's not a
Yeah.
bad
Not
thing.
an exciting
as long as
thing.
you're happy and you
Yeah.
seem happy,
Yeah.
It's
It's funny because I keep talking to these people that are like, work this. I'm so burned out. It's like, yeah, my job's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's hard to complain
sorry,
about that.
I can't really commiserate today.
Yeah.
But
And I listened to our last podcast back in May to see where we were then, and I was still at my last job.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm at a new job,
Mm-hmm.
Which all literally happened like the week after.
Yeah.
it did, didn't
Because
it?
you were like, I guess we can maybe
Yeah.
pull back the curtain a little more. You were like about ready
To leave
to
that
leave
job.
and sort of go on your own little sabbatical, if you will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And dad jokes. And literally it was like that week, I think, after that, you were like, got a new job. So
Yeah.
That just feels serendipitous.
And I'll
Yeah.
actually pull back the curtain even more and talk to our listeners about it too. Because I sort of kept hush about it just because I don't really want to make my life too public. But I was very unhappy at my last job, and just felt overworked and not getting any help, and asked for a small raise and didn't get it. And my wife told me, take a week off. Use up all your vacation days. I had like 5 days of vacation, not much. She's like, use those up and do your eBay and see how well you do. And I did that. And It was stressful at first, but by Wednesday, the money started coming in. And I realized I could do this myself. And then by Thursday, I got a job opportunity landed in my lap randomly from a pawn shop owner. Never even thought about working at a pawn shop. Never went into a pawn shop in my life. But he heard about me and was like, if he knows eBay and he knows how to buy and sell, I want him on my team. And I went and met up with him, and he gave me an offer that I couldn't refuse. And I couldn't be happier than any job that I've ever worked at, you know? Mm-hmm. So I really like it. And I'm trying to do a costume contest too with our customers.
Stop stepping on my feet, everybody.
Give them $100 gift card to whoever gets the best costume. But we deal with a lot of funny people. Let's put it that way.
Well, I was going to say, you see like what pawn shops portray on TV and costumes.
Stuff. Let's put it that way. No, I love the job. The customers are really nice and friendly for the most part. Some people are goddamn assholes, though, and you just got to call them out on their bullshit. But that's fun too. Like, I'm allowed to curse at customers, which is great. I'm allowed to call people out and tell them to shut the fuck up if they're being an asshole to me.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds nice. Appealing.
Yeah, it is very different atmosphere in the pawn shop world. But I feel like I was born for it. I don't know. Like it's just great. Like I wake up every day being like, this has been a fun day. You know, like going into work and leaving work, I'm like, that was fun. You know,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So really enjoying that. We'll see how the costume contest goes, but yeah. I didn't get approval for it yet, but we'll see.
It's fun. Well, I think that like dialing back a little bit, you and I both went through this thing where we were like, hey, we're not where we want to be. Yeah. What we're doing isn't appreciating us.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my own thing and see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, you know, then I can just go back to doing what I was before. And we both landed in an awesome opportunity and have been successful and happy since.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are realizing now we're kind of faced with this big old thing in front of us after all that's been happening in the last 2 years, just being like, well, what am I doing this for? What am I breaking my back for?
What's the purpose of life, really?
Yeah, what am I breaking my back for at this, 9 to 5 that doesn't even care if I exist or not?
Yeah.
And to anybody out there who's like questioning that, I think take a dive.
Take the risk.
Take a dive on it, because I know there's a lot of people that are questioning things right now. And I want to say that, like, even if you don't succeed, you got to do what you wanted to do, and that's awesome. And you got the opportunity to do it, and you got to experience that.
Yeah.
And if you do succeed, well, fuck yeah. More power to you. Like, do what you're doing.
Honestly,
awesome.
You only live once, and eventually you have to realize that and not have regrets in life and ask for a raise or ask for something. Like, thank God they didn't give me a raise, because I would have just been making $1 more and been as miserable as ever. So, like,
right, the dollar doesn't make that difference.
It doesn't help at all. And going to this new job, I'm making a lot more.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a great life change. It's been a ton of life changes here in the last couple of months. It's been all positive. I'm really happy for all of us. And even if we're not changing and we're just growing, Sam, I'm happy for you too.
Oh, thanks.
I'm proud of you.
You got an awesome son, and like I see
dope job.
Yeah. I see him being like a miniature version of you. It's so cute. It's so cute.
It's absolutely accurate. Yeah, like when a couple months ago, we went to the baby shower and your son was just like running around, just like wild man style. I was like, oh, this
explores.
Kid he's awesome.
Yeah.
He is his mother's child, though, in that he's willing to just walk up to anybody and interact with them.
Yeah.
Which is totally not me.
He was pretty social. Yeah. For being that young and like,
he
not
puts
knowing
on an act when he's actually introduced to somebody, but if he's just out something like that, he'll just talk to anybody.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Absolutely. It's funny.
So one of the big pushes for us to be recording tonight is that I got hit up by a local brewery called Lovedraft Brewing Company. It's a new brewery that opened up semi down the street from us. And is it Mechanicsburg, New Cumberland?
It is.
Where
It's technically Mechanicsburg.
Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg.
Yeah. So Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Lovedraft Brewing Company is a punk rock metal brewery that originally the building was what?
Quaker Steak.
A Quaker Steak restaurant, which is a franchise restaurant that cares about NASCAR.
Yeah, it's all fun. You can eat under a car and get a whole lube tube of beer.
Yeah, it was like the Fridays of NASCAR, essentially.
Yeah,
like a bunch of flair, but all the flair is like
yes.
a NASCAR driver or something.
Yeah, it's like burgers and wings and beers, and there's cars everywhere.
So now Lovedraft Brewing Company took over that building, painted it fucking black, and then graffitied the inside of it.
It looks dope.
All over.
Please, the 12-foot skeleton out front is
Yes.
really what brings the whole thing together.
They are some of the coolest people that we have been friends of in the past, in the sense of their original bar, which they still own in Harrisburg, called JB Lovedrafts, which was a retro video game punk bar as well. So they brought that whole flair to Mechanicsburg, the West Shore, where we all live is the West Shore, and brought all the retro video games with them. So each table that's like next to a wall has a TV and has its own video game system. And they brew some really dank beer too. And they reached out to me saying, "Hey, we missed your podcast and we want to give you guys a bunch of beer now that we're making our own beer and have you sample it." So
if we make our own beer, will you make another episode?
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, hell yeah. So I met up with Venus. Shout out to Venus. She's the events coordinator there and also the wife of Terry, who is the brewer at Lovedraft Brewing Company. He's been brewing for over 20 years. And before Lovedraft, he was at Pizza Boy for, I believe, 7 or 8 years, making all their funky beers.
Another
cool.
great
I
brewery.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
He's been around. He's a good guy, and I appreciate all of them. Justin is the owner of Lovedraft Brewing Company, and he's a great guy as well. And we are in the works of doing some events with them, hopefully. Maybe some Mario Kart, maybe some Super Smash Brothers. What other good games are there that you can play multiplayer?
Oh man, I mean,
Those two are
those are the
must.
like hit party games that you can get anybody in on pretty much. But I'm sure you could do other kinds of tournaments where you have a more specific, like
Street Fighter or something like that.
yeah, but or like I was gonna
we
say,
gotta do the Nintendo classics.
Yeah,
so,
you gotta do
know.
that stuff first. And then you can, if you really want to get, you can get into like, speed runs and things like that. And you want to get real dicey, But for now, we'll stick to the basics and see what happens.
And let's start with a basic beer. This is called Bewitched. Let me bring it up real quick. Or this is called Bewitching.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is a honey wheat session IPA. This isn't your average honey wheat like the old classic. It's clean and refreshing, but double dry hopping brings a fruity aroma of pineapple, honeydew melon, white grape, and papaya. The first in our Be Better series of honey-infused goodies. All right, you guys ready for this?
Heck yeah.
Let me pull it. So they supplied us with 6 16-ounce cans to try out. So we're going to try a bunch of different flavors tonight.
Basically, they said if we brew it, they will come. And then we came here and we were like, hell yeah.
I just watched that movie the other night.
Oh, yeah. It is spooky season.
Say, we will know if we've had enough beer if ghosts of video game characters start coming out of Beau's kiosk room.
Ooh.
I like that.
Say, and Kevin Costner will just be sitting over there. Like,
That'd be interesting.
I think I know what he means.
I wonder if he'd guessed. If he'd come on mic and say something real quick.
It smells good. It smells like a
Ooh, yeah.
good
Mm.
IPA. Oh, I like that.
I do too.
It's It's a session IPA.
Yeah.
It's not too hoppy. It's not too bitter. It's easy drinking.
Absolutely.
I've got to say, I went to the micro pub, the JB Lovedrafts a bunch. You know, it's great. There's fucking the My Little Ponies in the bathroom. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's great bar. But now that they opened over here and there's like a big parking lot and it's like its own destination kind of in a way, I'm over there way more. And I have tried, I think, nearly all of their beers that they had on tap when I was there over the last like couple of months. I know they're always putting out new stuff, but like I tried like pretty much everything and I have not had anything I do not like there.
Yeah.
It is all delicious.
I agree. Terry knows what he's doing. I was asking Venus on Sunday when I met up with her. I was like, how many beers are you guys at now? She's like, I think we're at like 15 beers.
Yeah, I was going to say it must be close to 20 now.
And they've only been open for 8 weeks, like 2 months.
It hasn't been long.
Yeah,
No,
which is crazy.
They've been absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
They've got events and shows scheduled, you know, that there's so much going on there. It's dope. It's a good scene. There's good people there. It's all good.
And they're about to start canning their own beer too. Like right now we have small little 16-ounce crowlers, like to-go cans that just have handwritten labels on them. But they're actually going to get some local artists, which they've been working with a bunch of local artists for all their murals inside, a bunch of like cool graffiti and street art on the inside.
I can't wait to see their can art. I just know it's going to be cool.
Anybody we know that did any of that stuff?
So my buddy that goes by Spider Digits, you can find him on Instagram, Spider Digits.
Does he have spider hands?
He does. He was one of the artists in the documentary. Really talented artist. He did a bunch of the murals. And then I think there's other artists that are like tattoo artists
Awesome.
as like daytime jobs that did other murals.
Yeah, it looks great in there.
So I have to get over there. Say it's in very close proximity to TJ Maxx, which my wife is a big fan of.
Yes.
So I drive by it all the time.
Yeah. So where this brewery is located, the West Shore is also AKA the White Shore. Like people call it the White Shore.
It is very
People
where we
from
live.
the East Shore call it that.
Yeah, I know. There's like this weird thing with the East Shore and the West Shore of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
It's just a bridge, y'all.
It's just a bridge, but they make such a big fuss about it. And the West Shore is like,
We're afraid to go over there.
they're like yuppity.
All the city folk live there.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
East Shore bars will say, we got safe, free parking. You know, and it's like, no, just shut up. Like,
Right.
it's as safe as you want it to be, you know?
Yes.
And it's as safe as you make it. Like, you don't need to advertise safeness, right? But, okay.
However, the other way around, people from the East Shore are like, I'm not going all the way over to the West Shore.
I
It's
was
Exactly.
gonna
so
say,
far away.
no, you could be like in Harrisburg, in the city. You could be right outside. You could be at the mall, and you'd be like, okay, well, if we want to go to this place, it's on the West Shore, and they'll be like, oh, that's just so far. It's literally 5 miles away.
Yeah.
And one of those miles is a bridge.
It seems like the East Shore people don't have vehicles. Like, everything just has to be like a bike ride away or something.
I just don't know. No, I think it goes both ways
It
because
does.
growing up on the East Shore, I was like, why does everybody care that there's like water between us? It doesn't matter. Like, I'll drive there anyway.
Matter.
But then coming over here and people are like, oh, well, that's in Harrisburg and that's too far away
Honestly,
from me.
sometimes
I'm
I'm like, I don't really feel like going to the city. Like, if I went downtown to drink,
That's different.
I was going to JB Lovedrafts.
Right. That's different.
That was the only place I wanted to go to because, I could play Mario Kart with a bunch of strangers. I mean, there was times that I bet $20 with a bunch of strangers being like, I'll whoop your ass in Mario Kart. And they're like, bring it. And then I would walk home with an extra $60 in my pocket. You know?
Yeah. But like going downtown is like a different thing because that is, you are in a city environment where it is limited parking. It is, it is a city. Whereas like the East Shore also encapsulates suburban Harrisburg, which is, it's suburbia. There's parking, there's a TJ Maxx, it's all over, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
For the uninitiated, when we say downtown in Harrisburg, we also mean like this little 2-block stretch of one road.
And
Pretty much.
It's all the bars and the
There's
restaurants
actually
are
a
right
lot
there.
of awesome places to go in the city of Harrisburg, and I will stand up for it till the day I die.
Mhm.
But it is, if you're from a larger metropolitan area and you happen to be
It's
listening,
very small.
it's a little
not.
bit humorous if you're used to
It's like a block in Philadelphia.
I was gonna say, if
Harrisburg.
you're used to like Philadelphia, DC, Baltimore.
It's not that. Yeah.
It's a different kind of animal, but you probably already knew that.
It is a major metropolitan area in a regard. There's a lot of stuff going on as far as like, political buildings and things like that. There's
I
a
love
lot
Harrisburg.
Yeah, me too.
of offices.
Say.
Oh, I do too.
It's the capital of Pennsylvania. Is Harrisburg,
Yeah.
right?
Most people don't know
But
that.
when I was living out west, and I would say, "Yeah, I'm from Harrisburg," they're like, "Where?" And I'm
Where
like,
is that?
"Philly."
Yep.
I'm from Philly, even though that's 2 hours away. I'm from Philly, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know
I usually,
Philly."
when in doubt and I'm that far away from home, I usually start with Harrisburg because no one knows what Camp Hill is.
No,
Mm-mm.
of course not.
But if they don't know what Harrisburg is, I usually revert to I'm from Hershey.
I go to that one
Yeah.
too. Yeah. I was
'Cause,
like, you know where
like-
Hershey Park is? That's where I'm
True.
from. Because that
Yeah.
was 15 minutes from where I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
True that.
I really wasn't that far from it. So
But anyway,
That's more of the White Shore, though. That's
Yes.
like way more White Shore.
Hershey is in itself, that is a whole other
it's
monster.
the chocolate bubble. My
That
wife
it
is from there.
It
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah.
that's another thing is we talk about like, oh, I don't want to go downtown because I don't want to deal with parking or whatever. But yeah, Hershey, if it is tourist season of some
Mhm.
sort, I don't want to be anywhere. Or if it's a concert night, I don't want to be anywhere near Hershey.
Yeah.
No.
Don't even. Don't
People
even
from
ask me.
Hershey don't ever want to leave Hershey
Yeah.
either.
Yeah. Well, I would never want to live there. Those taxes, man. Speaking of taxes, those taxes, dude.
Those
darn taxes.
Damn.
So back to the beer. The Bewitching is phenomenal.
It's awesome.
So
IPA.
good.
This
Love
will
this.
actually be the next.
Session through and through.
This will be the next beer that I get when I visit the brewery. And Venus was telling me about the Be Better series. This is the first one in it. So it's all honey-based beers, essentially, or like
I'm about that.
honey with it.
I like that
But it's
sweetness to
also
it.
about, the positive message. Be a better person. And Lovedraft, even though it's a very like metal punk bar, they're all about helping each other and being a community of people that care about each other. They have signs posted being like, is someone being shitty to you? Is someone making you feel uncomfortable? Let security know. Let a bartender know. Like, we will take care of it. Like, they
Mhm.
do not allow negative energy in their building. They also don't allow kids in their building.
Which I love that.
I love it too. So, like, Sam, you cannot bring Lincoln there,
No.
and I cannot bring Adelina there.
But you
I'm
can
fine
bring your
with that.
dog there. Sit on the patio.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
We
If
could
it's
take
primarily a bar, I would prefer that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you don't want to hear a kid crying.
Yeah.
And although Adelina is a perfect child and does not cry ever out in public, I'm still not going to push those buttons. And I know that some
Yet.
people were pushing those buttons when they first announced that. They were
Mhm.
like, that's fucked up. Like you're not what did the one person say? Like, you don't believe in women's rights.
I'm sorry, I'm a woman. Let me speak to this.
Yeah.
No, the fuck? What? No,
Exactly.
absolutely not.
Exactly.
The right. There is nothing in women's rights that says you have to be a mother. First of all,
Yeah. So they were actually doing a
Oh.
fundraiser. Not to bring all the politics in, but I will. Just this little part. They're doing a fundraiser for women's rights and domestic violence and all that. And the one person reached out to the donation place, being like, you shouldn't allow this from them because they're not allowing kids, so they don't believe in women's rights. And
Hmm.
and the fundraiser place was like, no, like, we understand why they're not allowing kids. They're a brewery. Like,
yeah,
it's
Why are you
for
taking your kids
adults.
to a bar?
yeah. That's the other. That's a real flip side. Is why are we as a culture saying, hey, it's cool for you to go day drink or whatever you're doing at your winery, at your brewery, and just leave your kids just to fend for themselves for like 4 hours while you're having drinks with your besties.
Yeah.
Like, get a babysitter. Like, for your kids' sake, not
Yeah.
for your sake, for
Don't
your kids'
drive
sake.
drunk with your kids.
Well, not even that. Just like your kids have to figure out.
With your kids.
Yeah.
Your kids have to figure out what to do by themselves in a brewery, which doesn't have toys.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
what are they gonna do?
Despite the Nintendos.
They're gonna play tag for 5 minutes, and then we're like, "Can we leave now?" And that's what you're gonna deal with for 4 hours. Can
Yeah.
we leave now? And so I'm totally
I'm totally
that's
fine
awesome.
with it too.
I think it's great.
While I'm pouring this, Kelly, do you want to talk about one of their events and fundraisers?
Yeah. So they got another really cool one coming up, and I'm actually really stoked about this, and I will definitely be popping in for it if I can. Actually, I probably won't be able to that day, but I'm gonna try to talk this up a lot personally. They are doing a fundraiser on Sunday, October 24th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for Recycle Bicycle Harrisburg. If you're not familiar with Recycle Bicycle or you're not local, they are a nonprofit where they accept bicycles and bike parts and things of that nature. And they turn around and they take the bikes and they refurbish them completely so they're safe to ride, and they turn around and give that back to the community for free. So say you're somebody who just moved here, you live in Harrisburg, you want to commute from uptown to downtown for your job, you don't want to take your car, you don't have a bike, we don't really have great public transit sometimes. You can go there and be like, hey, can I get a bike for riding to my work? And they'd be like, sure, here's one.
Yeah.
Have fun, be safe. And they'll educate you on how to ride on the road safely. They'll make sure you have safety gear. They make sure you have lighting on your bicycle if you're riding at night, things like that. And it's not even just for adults. They've got kids, if you are a family that has a kid and you're tight on money and your kid just grew out of their bike or whatever, they'll get your kid into a safe sized bike and make sure that they can ride and things like that for free. Or if your kid or you have a flat tire, you don't know how to fix it, whatever, you can bring it down to them. They'll fix it up.
Yeah.
It's this really awesome program that just gives back to the community in the very best way on bicycle safety and bikes. So they're really awesome. But Lovedrafts Brewing Company is accepting donations that day for bicycles. So you can bring your bike in, bring your helmet, whatever you don't need. And also 5% of their sales of What Needs Must Be IPA will be donated directly to Recycle Bicycle that day.
And that works out because we are drinking right now What Needs Must Be IPA, which weighs in at a 7.1 ABV. The description is an absolute Citra bomb, clean and welcoming.
I do like this one. I've had this one before.
Let me try
that Citra in there.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's a very cloudy-ish IPA. I don't mind it.
I like it.
I like that Citra hops, though, because it's always kind of... I always feel like it's sort of forward in my mouth, like sweeter tasting. I don't... A lot of people don't associate sweet tastes with IPAs, but I feel like this particular hops in a couple of different brewers' beers, just awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Citra sits nice with me in the mouth when it comes to IPAs. So I like that.
Yeah, so all the hops in this are Citra, Sentinel, and Citra Incognito. Ooh.
We don't even know it's there.
We won't know their browser history.
I like it. It's very good.
Yeah, this is a great beer. Yeah, this is definitely one that I've had at the brewery a couple of times. Because I've tried, I think, most, if not all, of their IPAs by now.
It's interesting. Obviously, it finishes a little more bitter than the other one, but like in a really good way.
You could almost imagine if they did that honey with this one.
Yeah,
that would be pretty good.
Be interesting.
I think that would be like a little like you're talking about, like a sweeter finish.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
I like that.
Like honey citrus kind of thing going together. I like that. Feel free to use my ideas. It's fine.
Yeah, they might.
I know they're
going to be listening to this. So,
well, I'm an open book here. I've never brewed a beer in my life, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But you can take that idea.
Well, you know what? They might brew a beer with us.
I would be beside myself if I ever got an opportunity.
It could be called Beside Myself.
Ooh. Well, why wouldn't we call it Precisely?
Be precisely.
Be precisely beside myself.
I love honey, so I would love to be part of the B series, honestly.
What? Okay. Here's the question. If you...
Yes.
Regardless of whatever it is, you have a completely finished brewery around you with every kind of material inside of it, and you were tasked with making a beer that reflects this podcast, what would you make? What does this podcast taste like?
I would say like a funky IPA, like almost like a sour IPA.
Okay.
But I feel like sour has a bad connotation to it. Like we're not sour, we're just like funky.
Okay.
You know, and a little bitter.
A little bitter.
I get a little bitter near the end.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
You know?
Okay.
Little Optimus Prime on the cross with a bunch of toys around Optimus Prime. All hail Optimus Prime.
This is why I didn't invite you to be part of my Halloween windows.
Jesus Christ.
The name of the Father, the Son, and the Optimus Prime.
Yes,
Amen.
Exactly.
All right, Sam, what would you make? What would you say this tastes like?
To what beer would I make to sum up the podcast?
Yeah, what if you had to bottle this shit in a beer? What would it be?
I don't know if I'd go sour. I think I'd probably go more along the lines of a session because of the length of which we typically tend to go on
I like
about
that better.
the things we talk about. Because I feel like it's some kind. It has to be a beer that could go with us the distance of the podcast.
It's
too.
a marathon, not a sprint,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. And I enjoy session IPAs so much nowadays. Like, honestly, I used to be like anything over 8% is like too much for me. Now it's like anything over 7%. I fucking feel so hard. I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying.
I think that's just age.
I think that's the
It is.
abstinence of fatherhood
I
as
was
well.
gonna say
It
that
really
as
is.
well.
Welcome.
Man, I was playing my Switch the other night and I was sitting where Kelly was, but I was sprawled out on the couch and Adelina was on my chest and I had the Switch controller in my hand playing on the big screen for the first time because we haven't been on the second floor. We've either been on the first floor or the third floor of my house, not the second floor. But this night I was, and I think it was my second beer. It was a 7.8% IPA, and I was nodding off. I was just like, "Oh, this is too much." And Kayla's like, "Put the baby down. If you're gonna fall asleep, put the baby in the bassinet."
Step
And I'm
away
like, "Ugh."
from the child.
But yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, when she gets a little bigger, then you'll be able to take some naps together.
Yeah.
we do.
Should be big enough to take your Switch.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Gotta bust out the broken controllers for
That's
her.
what you do.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness.
Yeah.
I have so many just busted old PC controllers and stuff.
Exactly.
Lincoln thinks he's jamming.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Gotta give her the handheld.
As long as it feels like every now and again he's doing something on screen, he is happy.
All right. Which one's next? You guys want to do Graveyard Party
Ooh, spooky.
or do you want to do Rock and Bones?
I think we should save the party for the end, just
Okay.
personally. I feel like a party is a good way to end it.
Yeah, and I feel like I should be listening to Oingo Boingo while I
Do
drink
you know
that.
what I realized the other day? This was almost life-changing for me. I made a specific playlist for the month of October for the store where, yes, I have my normal 80s, 90s hits in there, but then I threw in Halloween staples, things of that matter. And I realized between Halloween soundtracks and 80s music, 40% of that playlist is Danny Elfman.
I was going to say, I thought that's where
He
you were
is
going.
the undisputed king of Halloween in my mind.
What song is he?
He's the lead singer of Oingo Boingo, and he's also a composer, and he wrote lots of soundtracks for many Tim Burton movies,
Oh, okay.
especially.
Okay.
And he was the voice of Jack
Jack
Skellington in
Oh.
Mhm.
Nightmare Before Christmas, but he's also composed a ton of music. Isn't he responsible for the Simpsons theme song
Simpsons,
Yeah.
Pee-wee,
Oh,
wow.
Batman.
Okay.
too? Very distinct style.
I'm not familiar, but I'm familiar with all those. But
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with
Right.
his name
He's
or
he's-
Oingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo is kind of an obscure 80s band if
I
you're
love it
our
so
Sing us a
much.
age.
song, Sam.
I don't actually know a ton of their
It's a
songs.
dead man's
I was going to say, I know
party.
the song Dead Man's Party,
Who
and it
could
starts with
ask
these
for more?
yeah. It's got these trumpets in the one version of it that I listen to.
It's really you're right, obscure 80s music, but that's my niche. That's where I want to be.
I feel like
want
it's
to be
obscure if you're our age. If
yeah.
you're an 80s kid, saying Oingo Boingo is obscure probably makes you sound like a lamer, but
like
Okay.
it wasn't Oingo Boingo wasn't Madonna.
no.
You know what I mean? Like you had that, and the Oingo Boingo was just like it was there, but it wasn't every chart topping.
It was a short-lived band
Yes.
too.
You
Yeah.
sent me a TikTok the other night of a band or a song that the lady was like, this song would be the best song for the desert theme of Mario Kart. What was that?
Voulez-Vous by ABBA.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I know that song.
And then they played it with Mario Kart in the desert theme. I was like, this goes so well.
Well, the thing is, yeah, like I know Voulez-Vous by ABBA and I know Mario Kart, but I would have never put it together if it wasn't for that. And I was like,
yeah. I was like, fuck.
that's the same thing with that playlist. Once I realized that Danny
have
Elfman
TikTok?
took up 40% of it.
I have TikTok for work. I do not have TikTok
Okay.
for
I'll
personal.
start sending it
But-
to you through
Just
text
drop it in
message.
the,
Yeah.
just drop them in the group
But
chat.
I
Yeah.
feel like there could be an entire Mario Kart soundtrack that is all ABBA music.
Oh, probably.
Oh
yeah.
my
'Cause,
God, you're
like,
right.
I'm like thinking about it in my head now. It's like, jamming in Mario Kart, listening to like Waterloo by ABBA.
Oh my
would
God.
be like so good.
Could you imagine? Oh my God, you could just have Mamma Mia, but it's Mario Kart 8. And-
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I need to. I'm gonna have to dive deeper into that later. That's incredible. But yeah, that one fit really well. That Voulez-Vous, it just that like, it is kind of that same deserty sounding that they did with it. It's wild.
All right, so we're changing up the beer style from
It's a little
IPA.
darker.
This is darker. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's called Rockin' Bones or Bone.
Should we talk about the other thing that Lovedrafts Brewing Company
Yeah,
is
do you
doing?
want to bring it up?
Yeah, certainly. So they've announced recently that they are going to be brewing Brave Noise Pale Ale, which the proceeds from the sale of the beer are going to be donated to the domestic violence services of Cumberland and Perry counties. You can get more information about them at dvsp.org. If you go to Lovedrafts on Instagram, you can find out a little bit more information. You can also go to lovedraftsbrewing.com, which talks about their value statement. Part of their value statement says that they continually strive to create a vibrant, inclusive, and sustainable social community within the brewing and performance venue industries. It's a big part of what they're all about, what Beau was already mentioning about just the social
safe place.
culture that they're
Yeah.
trying to instill.
Just a safe place and being kind to each other.
And if you'd like to find out more about Brave Noise Pale Ale, you can also find them on Instagram at Brave Noise Beer. But this is similar projects have been done elsewhere in the brewing community, where a recipe for a beer will be shared by a lot of different breweries, sometimes locally, sometimes
Mhm.
beyond that for the greater good. This one being a particularly noble cause to spread awareness and prevent domestic violence in Cumberland and Perry counties. It's just a very noble thing. Domestic violence services specifically
Mhm.
is what this is all about. So
Yeah.
Lovedraft Brewing Co. on Instagram, as well as Brave Noise Beer. You can find some links there to get more information about that. And if you want to make a donation to the Domestic Violence Services of Cumberland and Perry County directly, again, it's dvscp.org.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, I like that this is like a thing now, where these breweries are teaming up and sharing a brew or sharing a name and then donating back to either their local or a nationwide cause.
Yeah.
Like the last one I remember was the Black is Beautiful series
Yes.
that they
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I love
Yep.
that. But the thing was that they took different takes on they put it under the name, but they just had different takes on
Yeah.
the beer that was in the can, essentially.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it
yeah.
was really awesome. And I liked the one that they did. It was Trogs and Harris Family Brewery,
Mhm.
which
Yes.
is another local brewery, which is a black-owned brewery, which is awesome. And they're working their way to having their own tap room and stuff.
Can't wait for it.
I am stoked. He's one of my customers. Good people, all good people. Very awesome. And was stoked on that beer. So it's it's great that we're taking that same concept and extending it to other causes now as well. Which
I agree.
I think that's a great way as a beer drinker to be able to give back as well.
Yeah.
Good on you, Lovedrafts.
All of it. All of it's good.
I'm really loving Lovedrafts, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm loving all the beers that we're trying. So the third one is called Rockin' Bones. It is an American brown ale.
Mm-hmm.
The description is nutty and balanced, yet robust with hints of chocolate and coffee. And my God, you can smell and taste the
I
chocolate
was going to say, I
and
haven't
coffee.
taken a sip yet, but I've been sniffing it, and it does smell like a brown ale.
It's
It definitely
good.
does, and it smells super delicious.
It smells very brown.
So this only weighs in at a
Ooh.
5.3%.
Oh,
me, this,
wow.
It's a little heavier. Like I could see this as
I want it to be October when I drink this beer.
yes, that like it almost reminds me of a winter warmer, or it
I
could
was
like
going to say the same thing.
it could be in like a cask, like a whiskey cask,
Mhm.
and it would fucking bring out so many good notes in it.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a good base of a
back-
brown ale.
The back taste is almost smoky.
Yeah,
It is.
It's nice though that because
It's
it's
like
only that 5%, unlike a lot of the warmers
Yeah.
that are a little more
Like 10.
heft to them. I feel like this is my setup for a winter warmer.
yes,
It's like
yes.
if
This-
I'm
It's a good
looking
base.
at like November, December
Yeah.
kind of beers that I like to have when it's cold out, this is the perfect tee up for the fall
You
time.
said you want it to be October and you're drinking this beer. All I can picture is when I drink this is I'm sitting, there's a campfire, leaves are falling.
Heck yeah.
We've got, Halloween decorations up. I smell the smoke. Like it's
yeah.
a fall beer
So
without being pumpkin.
I don't know the name of it yet, but Venus was telling me about a beer that they just brewed 2 days ago, that is made with smoked meats.
What?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't touch on this, but they have food at the brewery.
Yes.
Yeah, they have food at the micropub too, but the brewery food is smoked in-house. What's the company that they
Shakedown Barbecue.
Shakedown
nice.
Barbecue.
Was the original own entity. Chris ran it. I forget Chris's last name, but Chris ran it. Really awesome guy that I've known and partied with and hung out with, drank a bunch of beers with in the past. And he had a Grateful Dead smokehouse essentially. All Grateful Dead themed, but this motherfucker made the best smoked ribs and the best smoked wings
It's-
ever. Like they would sell out every day.
It's
Like
so
you would have
good.
to like pre-order them almost just to get a rack of ribs.
Their food is
It's
incredible for
I'm
being
so
just
happy
a brewery.
they have this food.
It's so good.
I'm
Every
looking at their
piece
menu
of it.
now.
Every piece of it's
Sam,
good.
you haven't been here.
We have to. We're
Have you?
going.
No,
we're
I
going.
haven't.
Yeah.
When are we going?
Yeah, we gotta go.
We're going.
Yeah.
When are we going?
Maybe this weekend. You want to go?
Yes. I literally all we've been doing is talking about it and drinking their beer, and I'm like, I'm going tomorrow. Like I'm
Yeah.
I'm ducking out after work, and I'm going in. Like I'm there.
We could definitely go this weekend.
I'm down for that. Yeah, it's the best atmosphere, but that food is incredible. The mac and cheese, I'm a mac and cheese
Mhm.
connoisseur. Perfect. Love it. Very creamy, little pepper hint.
Yeah.
So good. The meats, amazing.
Yeah.
Smoked perfectly. Everything is so good.
I had their sampler when Kayla and I went the one night, and then you met us to
Yeah.
play Super Smash Brothers and stuff. And the sampler, it might have been like $40, but you get
So much food.
all the meats
Mhm.
to try. You get 2 different sides, bread to put the meats in. It was amazing. The unfortunate part of it all was that I took a lot of it home and left it in my goddamn truck.
Oh,
no.
that is so
Yeah,
sad.
so the next day I was like, why does it smell like food?
Oh no.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
No, yeah, their food is super good, and I always like if you go to a brewery, sometimes you're like, okay, I'm going to eat before because I don't want to get food. Like you want to get food there, but
Yes.
sometimes it's just like I can't afford to do that or whatever, But I'm like, if I'm going there for food and beer. Like
Absolutely.
it's definitely a destination for both. Like even if you don't like drinking beer or anything, like Their food is delicious. They do have a lot of great cocktails too. I do want to touch on that right now too, because I just remembered that their cocktail menu is amazing. It's named after all like this old like 90s, like they got the Yoo-Hoo cocktail.
So the menu itself
Capri
is called,
Sun.
Despite our discussion earlier, their menu is called Kitty Cocktails.
Yes.
Oh.
And
they're good.
Yeah, Yoo-Hoo, Surge, Sunny Delight, Grape Drink, High C Flash and Fruit Punch, and Capri Sun Pacific.
I love it all.
It's so good. But the other thing is they're using all local and Pennsylvania owned spirits.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
so
really
all
cool.
of their, I think, I can't speak to all of it, but like I know they're using vodka from Dead Lightning, which is a newcomer
right
with
next
me.
to you.
Love it.
Love their stuff. That's another great. If we can get them in, I would love to have Andrea set us up with a little bit of spirit, and we could try some of that on
I'm
here.
Always down for their hemp vodka.
They are so good,
great,
and that's a
mixer.
great atmosphere in there too. But like, that's an awesome place. They've got like, I think they have like Dad's Hat whiskey and stuff like that too. Like
That's
other
cool.
Pennsylvania owned spirits. So that's another thing that I like about them is they're not getting Jim Beam and they're not, getting Jose Cuervo. They're going out to Pennsylvania spirits and
Support
saying,
local all the way.
Like, I want to buy your shit and have it in my spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know we don't really talk about video game stuff on this anymore.
Let's talk about it.
I have one thing I want to ask that's like semi-recent regarding the most recent Nintendo Direct, which was at the end of September. And it's not really about the video games that were in it, but how do you feel about Chris Pratt as Mario?
Oh my God. We have so much we have to catch up on. I'm going to hear so many opinions about different things that's happened over the last couple months. We'll touch on old news.
So obviously, most people that are into the video game stuff know that Shigeru Miyamoto came on and talked about how Illumination's going to release the Super Mario Brothers movie in North America next December, and they announced a voice cast. And the first one was Chris Pratt is going to play Mario. Admittedly, I don't know who Anya Joy something or other is.
I don't really know her either.
Peach. Charlie Day of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fame and many others.
That's pretty cool.
Is going to be Luigi.
I'm literally stoked about that.
Keegan-Michael Key is going to be Toad.
I'm also really stoked about that.
Jack Black is going to be Bowser.
Unreal.
I've heard mixed reviews, but I am actually excited about most of it.
So I have to say, A+ on literally everybody. I don't really know whatever her name is for Peach. I haven't. Maybe if I knew what she's in or something, I could see a face. Maybe I might remember, but I don't really know her that well. Everything else, super excited. Chris Pratt is Mario. I'm questionable. Just because I know Chris Pratt from Jurassic World and and Guardians of the Galaxy and things like that. And I'm like, how is he going to be Mario? But then they also include Charles Martinet in their casting. So
I'll be honest, though, if I had to watch a movie that was 90 minutes to 2 hours long of Charles Martinet doing Mario, it would be the most annoying thing ever.
He is annoying.
He
is annoying.
For hours and hours.
You know what,
make a
though?
pizza.
He's a very nice guy.
Oh, he's awesome. But
he was wonderful.
He's great in
short
small
spurts.
doses during a video game.
Sure, yeah, I could see
and
that.
in real life.
He was very.
So
he was very nice. He called me Super Princess Kelly.
Credit where credit's due. Anya Taylor-Joy is the name of the actress that will be playing Princess Peach. The only thing she's done that I am familiar with is the New Mutants X-Men movie. She played Ilyana Rasputin in that movie. She's done a bunch of other stuff. An ill-fated Playmobil movie.
They made a Playmobil movie?
It was made in France or something like that.
Shit.
And it had a decent voice cast of
I loved Playmobil.
Jim Gaffigan was in it.
What?
And
No.
Adam Lambert, Megan Trainor, Daniel freaking Radcliffe was in it, and it bombed.
Playmobil hired all of those. Oh, I'm so watching that.
So can we talk
weekend.
about though this Mario movie?
Yeah.
I did not see the previews of the direct at all. I only watched glimpses of it. I did not watch the end of it.
Same.
So this is an animated movie, right?
Made by Illumination,
Yes.
the same people that have done the Minions movies.
So my
and all
question
that.
is, all these characters in these video games and Nintendo video games do not talk. They don't fucking ever say anything. They really don't.
Well, no, but that, I mean,
Do they?
No.
Well,
Is there a video
no.
game where they say more than like, "It's a me, Mario"?
They don't say it, but they have text box.
Yes, there's text box.
So long, the Bowser.
So think about how
Your
weird.
princess is in another castle.
Yeah, think about how weird that's going to be to hear these video game characters that we never hear talk.
Toad.
Yeah.
Besides saying, "Wow."
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's all he's going to say in the movie anyway.
That's why I'm really excited that
Yeah.
it's Keegan-Michael Key, because
Yeah,
you know he would just be like,
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be crazy.
If they make him sing What's Going On or What's Up by Four Non Blondes, I'll be very happy.
Wait, was that a thing or?
oh
There's
my
a
God.
YouTube video.
He also does Wrecking Ball, which is also one of my
Some-
favorites.
I forget what the YouTube channel is.
I'll pull it up
but-
later. It's
or if it was even originally YouTube or if it was
worth-
like one of
it's worth it.
That'd
the
be great.
other sites. But yeah, it's this Toad video of
he sings all these different
Yeah.
songs. It's
Of
hilarious.
Toad.
Yeah.
Toad's
Toad
doing it.
sings.
Okay.
the
Yeah, he'd be like, I came in on a wrecking ball.
The only comparison I can draw to this that Illumination also was responsible for was the semi-recent version of the retelling of Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, just called
Yeah,
The Grinch.
Mhm.
Where the Grinch was done by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Good old baggage
And-
claim.
And there was a couple other random people in the movie, but I think my take on it is that if it's anything like that, it'll be palatable. Kids will love it, and
Mhm.
purist
This is
fans
for
will
adults,
be
though.
annoyed.
Yeah.
So the Grinch, going off of that, was they had all of your characters that you know. You got Cindy Lou Who, you got Max, you got the Grinch, but the story was like way different than
Mhm.
what you were used to for the Grinch, all the Grinch movies before.
Yeah.
So if they do that with Mario, you'll have all your same characters, but the storyline is going to be twisted to something that we're not familiar with.
Something tells me that if they're marching out Miyamoto to talk about the movie, that he's not going to let another Mario movie happen without like final cut.
Like not like the first time they
Like
tried
Super
this.
Mario Bros. The movie starring, the likes of John Leguizamo and I can't think of the Mario actor's name, Roger Rabbit guy, British
Yes.
guy.
Yeah.
And that movie was an absolute disaster because of the creative licenses that were
Yeah.
taken.
Mhm.
I feel like they're going to paint or color within the lines on this one. So
I think they kind of have to.
especially
I think-
after that Sonic the Hedgehog debacle of a
Oh,
few
God.
years ago, too.
But I think a lot of people like Sonic.
People
the
like
movie
Sonic,
ended up okay. I just
but-
mean the initial fervor over
Nintendo has a lot of money, and if they have these actors
Bob
and
Hoskins.
actresses
Sorry.
Thank you.
being the voice actors of them, like it's going to be good. It's
Sure.
just weird to comprehend it because we're not used to anyone talking in a video game for Nintendo, really.
Yeah, I'm not excited to see all of these actors and actresses take their voice acting. I'm just trying to imagine Chris Pratt, who's going, "You want to dance off, bro?" at Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy, but instead
Yeah.
he's doing that to Bowser in the castle.
Who's Bowser?
Jack,
Jack Black, which
Oh, that's
I am
cool.
actually
and
stoked
love
about.
for Jack Black.
Yeah.
He's
Love that
big
role.
into the gaming community these
Yeah.
days with Jablonski Games on YouTube. And I think probably has more respect for the Nintendo properties than most of the other voice
Yeah.
actors, not to throw shade at them or anything. I just feel like he's the most like middle of the road
Gaming-oriented.
gaming oriented choice of all
Sure.
the people. Because like Chris Pratt did a video and like talked about how, I love Super Mario Brothers. I used to go to this laundromat with my mom and it was the arcade machine there. And I was like, that's fine. I've played Super Mario Brothers on an arcade machine, but like no one's memory of Super Mario Brothers is an arcade machine.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like,
Yeah.
he does have
It's Nintendo.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
He does have voice acting experience. He's famous for the Lego movie,
Mm-hmm.
which I hope he's not bringing much of his own character from that into it, just because he did kind of like joke. Like he said it's a me, Mario, in the video, and he's like, this isn't even close to the voice. Like we're working on the voice. You'll hear that eventually. Like
It's weird.
clearly there is some QC going on. So I don't know. I was just curious if
good question. Because I
Yeah,
know there's a lot
thoughts
of
were
hot
had.
takes on it. So
I know people that are annoyed, mad, angry, and I don't think that's worth the energy. But
Yeah.
no, it's a movie.
it's a movie.
not
You're
worth
gonna
the
enjoy
energy.
it, and if you don't like it, you don't have to care.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be a movie that everyone watches that's in the gaming community, no matter what.
I'm excited.
You
for
know?
like
it.
I watched Sonic. I wasn't, I'm not a Sonic Hedgehog fan.
I thought Sonic was all right.
It was fine. I mean,
I had fun.
I
with
was
it.
really excited when they came out with the initial thing, with the initial casting there, and they were going to have, I forget his real name, but Gene Ralphio from Parks and Rec be Sonic, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same thing. Is I'm excited because I know the potential of these actors, so I know that
I love Chris Pratt.
I
think he's a great actor, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he makes good movies.
Sure.
I've never seen something of his that I dislike. That's one thing I know. I'm just always excited when
He's not a Tom Hanks, let's put it that way, all right?
You don't like Tom Hanks?
Dude, we talked about this on the
Did
last
we?
podcast. Yeah.
Oh.
Polar Express. Didn't we talk about the Polar Express?
It was a lot of Castaway
Oh,
and how he was like
That's the
in
dad memory
like
right
on
there.
an island in New York or something. And
no, that was the plane movie that he was in.
That was Castaway. I think we talked about this.
I
Right?
think we're blending Big with Castaway.
No,
right
we're
now.
definitely not. Well, Big was in New York, right?
Yeah, but then he was also
He was-
the pilot of the plane that crashed in the Hudson in that movie. He was also
With the volleyball.
no.
All right. Let's go to the next beer.
We'll stick
'Cause
to
we've
video.
already talked
We'll
about
stick
this
to
shit.
video games and beer.
Or not, because we hardly ever do.
Sorry, Woody.
This is called an Open Door. It's a 5.4% ABV pale ale. It's a simple and clean with notes of cedar, mango, and elderflower.
Speaking of simple and clean, how about that Sora is in Smash? Oh, that was a really good transition, but the wrong time. No, go with the beer first.
The final DLC. It's good because there were only 89 characters. This is very clean.
I love
will
that.
I
say.
do love this beer.
I
This
love
is
it.
one I've
Looking
had
at
at the brewery as well, I think, and this is a good one. This is one you could sip all day.
Oh my God. This is my favorite one so far.
This is an easy.
I feel like I can taste the elderberry, but who actually really knows what fucking elderberry tastes like?
Have you never taken an elderberry?
Age and wisdom.
No, we had elderberry growing out in Oregon. I
Okay.
just feel like a lot of people don't know what elderberry
Oh,
tastes
no.
like.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they have elderberry, like
Wine.
yeah, but they
Yeah.
also have like elderberry vitamins and shit now.
Mm.
Yes, the elderberries taste
For
like
the immune
elderberries.
Yes. Sorry, I laughed too hard at that. This
Your
is
mother
good.
was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries. This is a good one. I like this.
This is
one a
good.
lot.
So I wanted to ask, I don't know if this was in the direct or not, but I saw like an ad or something for the new Nintendo Switch OLED.
Yes,
OLED.
the OLED
Was that
screen.
in the direct?
A couple
Not
months
this
ago.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's coming out this week, Friday.
Yeah, it's coming out real soon.
So
It's
by the time
fucking-
this comes
so
out, it'll
it's
be all right.
sexy, and I'm like,
I think that's what everybody's doing.
like. I like it. What? It's $50 more than the original $350. It's a slightly bigger screen,
It's a 7-inch screen.
but it's the
It's
same
OLED.
screen,
Same
size,
Form
right?
factor, but a larger screen. So
Yes.
basically, it takes up the entire front
Yeah.
face without mostly bezel-less on the front
Yeah,
of the
so
Switch.
it's like those like new Samsung Android
So no-
fucking
Mhm.
phones.
So OLED panel, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, OLED panels are a little bit nicer. You won't notice. Like it's a deep, natural black
yeah,
because the pixels come
I like
right.
the white
from their own light
Joy-Cons
source.
too.
Yeah.
Hmm I was gonna say, doesn't it has the updated battery? Didn't they do something to Joy-Cons too? That
New
was
battery.
They're white.
no, but I meant like
They're from the West Shore.
Yeah.
Damn it! You can't have that. I'm an e-short person.
They didn't change any of the actual function of Joy-Cons.
I thought there was
There's
something
less
about.
drift.
That's what I thought
Well,
they fixed something with
you
the.
know.
I thought they fixed something with the drift or something.
They actually were.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just
They-
hoping.
Yeah.
They did fix the kickstand,
Yes.
which
there's-
is garbage town on the original.
Yeah.
And you can actually charge it while you use the kickstand, which
Mhm.
Oh,
was
that's cool.
also garbage town on the original.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate
Unless
that.
you have the whole little
Is
Hori
it the
stand.
same dock then?
It is an updated dock.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't
you
know
need
what's-
that dock for
Yes.
this one.
You can't keep. I don't think you can use.
You think you might be able to because they haven't changed anything internally.
Okay.
One of the differences I noticed is that this new dock, I think the only changes are that it has a backlit logo on it,
Oh
and
yeah.
it comes with Ethernet
really?
on board.
That's cool.
Yes, that was
Um,
another thing. Is there was no way to do Ethernet in the original, and a lot of people were upset
Without
about that.
USB adapters.
And what's that for?
So you can do
Wired
direct from the
internet.
wall. So if you're playing online, there's no
You don't
there's
need
no-
Wi-Fi.
there's no lag over the Wi-Fi.
Less than. Otherwise, I think they doubled the internal
Who
storage.
uses Ethernet anymore?
I do.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
I'm a big
doing
nerd.
wired online play, it goes better than wireless online play.
I actually have Ethernet wired
Sorry.
all over my
I
house.
cannot
So
call
do
someone
I.
a nerd on this podcast when it's a nerd podcast.
So have you guys seen the specs of the new Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch OLED?
All right. So
Fucking
what I was
nerd.
getting at though is this commercial. I played this commercial for Kayla being like, oh, check out the new Switch. You know, I was like sort of poking fun, being like, it's literally the same fucking thing with like a brighter screen. right?
not though.
Yes. But this trailer,
And it is.
the trailer for it was 3.5 minutes long. And they went through every demographic of person playing the Switch. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
It's for everybody.
It's for every color skin. It's for if you're in a wheelchair or not. If you have 4 legs, you could play it too. You know, dogs are playing it in this
Boomer.
commercial.
Boomy.
You
like,
can have a Switch.
literally, it's for
wake
everyone.
me up.
And I'm like, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Like, why is this commercial 3.5 minutes long? Like, Nintendo's obviously trying to sell it to a family of 8
They're trying to get
and
that
a
Wii
family
money.
of 4, or just one person, or a family of 2. Maybe it's just 2 guys and a son. You know, like I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, this is literally a commercial of every type of family household.
We're covering all our bases.
It's weird though.
It's politically correct Nintendo.
I don't like it. I really don't like it.
I think
It
it's playing,
actually turned me off on it, where I was like, I might buy this, and now I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this group, which is a group of everyone.
meaning you feel isolated as a gaming enthusiast versus the
No.
common man.
No, not really. It just seems like Nintendo's trying really hard when they don't need to try hard
Trying
because
to be
they're
too
Nintendo.
woke.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was woke. It was just like, let's make sure that, like, you know, Eskimos are fucking playing the Switch.
Well,
Like,
here's
They're being unreasonable about the number of different groups of people that might want to
okay.
play a
yeah.
Switch.
So
like,
I-
you guys need to watch this video. It
Okay.
is insane how long it is with how many people and demographics there are. And
my
I'm just like,
thought
stop.
process is that they have that 3-minute cut video with all of these people in it, but they have, you know, if they were going to air it on TV, they could have the cut with just the dads and the son and then the woman in the wheelchair or whatever.
Mhm.
So like that's every shot. But then I think they probably would want to pick and choose for shorter segments. Like a 30-second
Yeah.
segment on YouTube would only have 3 people on it
Or
instead of 8.
Or maybe
or
it's
whatever.
like each segment or like each part they could pick and choose on who's actually
just
watching this too.
Right. Well, I think it's just that they put the whole cut together in one long thing, probably for the
It was
direct
too
or whatever,
much, yeah.
and then they just cherry pick it when they do a commercial.
I think Reggie was chatting with Dougie B. Was like, "Yo, you got that Wii money yet?" And Dougie B was like, "Nah, Reggie. Like, I'm selling Switches pretty well, but." Reggie's like, well, you got to get that Wii money, so you got to advertise this thing to everybody.
Everybody.
So I think Dougie Bowser is just trying. We're close, so I can call him Dougie.
Dude, there was like people in like
That's fair.
like almost in the grave fucking playing it. And I was like, they
Are
don't
you
need
telling
to.
me Grandma can't play the Switch? Grandma's
Grandma-
gonna beat your ass in
she's still
Diablo
playing-
3 remastered.
She's still playing those
You
brain
guys need to watch
games
this
for her
commercial.
DS.
She's playing Brain Age.
Brain Age. Yeah, that's the. I was gonna say Brain Quest.
You know when you like look up a music video and you always want to play the longest music video on YouTube of that song? You're like, well, this one's 3 minutes and 50 seconds, but this one's 3 minutes and 59 seconds. So let me
It's
play
got
that
a
one
couple
because
of
that one,
extra seconds of dead
that
air.
one obviously has the
I want
whole
that
thing.
9.
Look up the OLED Nintendo Switch commercial and play the longest one.
Okay.
And let me know if I'm wrong.
I like
on
that
how
you call
I'm
it
thinking.
the OLED because everyone always says OLED.
Oh.
And no. I'm legitimately giving you credit for this because you don't call an LED TV a LED TV.
Yeah.
But you call an OLED TV colloquially an OLED. Like everyone says it, like Switch OLED or OLED panel, OLED TV. But OLED makes more sense.
Cool. I'm glad I'm right.
I like it because it makes you feel like you're surprised over the light bulb or something.
Yes.
LED.
I will say, though, while the Switch OLED does look compelling and have its reasons to cost $50 more, it's a hard pass for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything different. And the Valve Steam Deck is coming out next year, and I'm going to buy that instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For how many games are you going to play off of it?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the Steam library...
You're going to download every new free game on Thursday.
Yes.
Right?
That's Epic. That's Epic Game Store.
That's different.
I still do that, and I still don't play them.
Yeah, exactly.
Steam sales for a penny, and you're going to have them all.
Yeah, well... Yep. My biggest thing is I already have a Steam library that's like 130-ish plus
Did you clean this up yet?
No.
Okay. It's been 5 months since you last talked about it.
Nope, and I still haven't.
Call him out. Keep him accountable, friends.
I did at least consolidate my gaming PC down to just being a gaming PC. Like, it's not multi-functioning, running a server, editing crap on it. All it does is play games.
It's good.
But I did put a reservation on the opportunity to buy the Steam Deck when that does come out. Because for me, it's an inexpensive computer to play games on when the time comes.
It makes sense.
Because it's going to be able to dock to like a TV or a monitor and have a keyboard and mouse or a controller if I want it to.
Yeah.
Or it's a portable. It's like, for me, that's the logical next step for a Switch. Because unless Nintendo's going to create a Switch that's like, you know, when they did the new 3DS and games are going to come out that you have to have the newest hardware to play, my Switch is good as is.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't do that with
I hope they don't
Switch.
for a while. I'll understand when they do because, you know.
They might do it with like the new Zelda or something.
They are, I tell you what, hats off to Nintendo for, you know, making the best out of the hardware they've got. They always have, but like
they crush
what they're able to do and what other third-party developers are able to do with that Switch hardware that's now 4 years, wasn't that new when it came out and is 4 years old now.
Dude, Breath of the Wild is still one of the most beautiful looking fucking games ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's still a great platform.
No, I said like I'm actually, you said
You
the
agree?
Switch is 4 years old, and
yeah.
I was like, shit, it is.
It is.
Shit, it is.
Bo
I'm
thought
having
you were
like an
throwing
existential.
shade at Breath of the Wild.
No,
Yes,
I'm
I
having
was.
an existential crisis.
Okay.
It's fine.
He said he
Don't
just
worry about
had a slight,
No, I am not
potentially
throwing
angina kind of
any-
moment, like
any.
heart
No,
stoppage there.
I actually would have
Even
been out
on
the
the
window.
Wii U, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
great
it's
game.
a great game. I'm not throwing shade at that at all. I'm just like, fuck, it was 4 years ago, wasn't it?
Yep, wanna feel old. Yep, the Switch is 4.
Well, yeah. See, I feel like time doesn't exist.
4 and a
in the
half.
last- oh,
Well,
God.
I was gonna say, before all the pandemic stuff started, it was only 2 years old, and then
Right. Yeah. I've lost 2 years of time, and I every time something comes up and somebody's like, oh yeah, this is X many years old or whatever. I'm like, where did that go? When did that happen?
tell me about it. The pandemic's about 2 months older than my son, and he's already.
I don't like that you can
That's
track
weird.
time.
Yeah.
by
It's a weird way to put it.
At least
I
we
don't like
didn't
that.
name him Corona.
You know what? I'm thankful for that.
Yeah,
For
Yeah,
you.
Thank
Me
God.
too.
How many kids do you think are named Corona?
too many.
Check
there
the
are-
kindergarten registration in a
If
couple
there
years.
is one,
You can actually check Social Security's website.
Mm,
That's actually how we got Adelina.
really.
Yeah.
You just www.socialsecurity.namemybaby.com.
You can look up any name from any year basis from 1990 to current date, whatever, and see how many people are named that name.
I don't even know how many people
That's
are named my
interesting.
name.
A lot.
I'm sure.
There's
but-
several Sam Krepses in Pennsylvania, let alone Sam's.
Okay. I don't know if it does first and last.
Yeah,
But just the
I was looking
popularity
up-
of your first
yeah.
name. Yes.
So it goes, the minimal amount is 1,400 is like the lowest
Mhm.
amount, right? So all the names we were looking at were like 1,400 or less.
You
names
wanted her
of
to
that
be
year.
unique.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I'm
Yeah.
down for it. Her name is very beautiful.
I will
Thank you.
say, I dropped Lincoln off at daycare the other day, and there's a little boy in his class named Beau.
Ooh. Spelled the same way?
I don't actually know. I'm assuming so.
Ask him.
Yeah.
Ask the child
Yeah,
how
yeah,
he spells
ask
his
the
name.
child.
He's a year old, and he's still kind of working on the
Ask
whole "my
him.
parents aren't here" thing. But I'll
Point at him.
yeah.
Hey,
Be
you.
like,
Sir.
How do you spell your name?
Yeah, but what's your Instagram handle?
It can't be Beau's game room.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Not
Beau's
spelled.
_game room.
Wow. Yeah. All right. So the would be the second to last. Yeah. Second to last beer
Penultimate.
is called the 13th Floor.
Ooh, this one I do like.
This
I
is
do
a
like this
Saison. I am not a fan of Saison, so we will see how this goes with me.
I think you'll like it.
It's a light, peppery, and cool as shit, is the description on the website. So let's see how this is. The hops are Styrian Wolf. That's a crazy hop name.
On all levels except physical, I'm a Styrian wolf.
Styrian Wolf. Styrian. Sounds like Game of Thrones. Oh, by the way, did you guys see the new Game of Thrones?
Dude, I didn't even watch the first Game of Thrones.
Oh, bro.
There's more.
Did
yes,
you see?
there's more coming.
I thought
Did-
it was over.
No, did you see
It's
the
over, but
trailer?
it's not over.
Did you see the
It's a,
trailer?
isn't it a prequel?
I've never been.
Yeah, it's a prequel to the Dragons.
Okay, so the pre-Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the Dragon World.
I'll
it's
be
the
honest.
tailgating the thrones.
Okay. I've tried to watch Game of Thrones, and I've only gotten through like 2 episodes. Not that I didn't like it. I just have not
Right.
continued to pick it up.
That's
It's
agreeable. I'm same spot. I think I did 5 episodes, and I
Dang.
now I'm in a
just
position
didn't-
where
it didn't catch me, and there were other things that were coming out that were catching me.
Wow.
I'm also in a position now where I've got a kid that's very aware of the things on TV, and there's a lot of boobs and wieners in
There's
that
not
show.
that many boobs.
There's
And
not
I don't
that
think
many
there's any
boobs.
wieners.
There's people
Uh,
dying.
There's butts.
Yeah. I mean, he's
People
aware of
die
all
every
those things.
episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of death.
We
People
don't need him
dying-
that.
Yeah,
We don't
people
need to
dying
give
doesn't
him
bother
that.
me as much as Mom watches a lot of crime dramas. So, like,
There's like a lot of
Oh.
heads on stakes, so and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
different. Like crime dramas is
it's
different
a
than
little
heads on
harder core
stakes.
than Thomas the Tank Engine. I'll put it
that.
that way.
We were watching.
well, he's getting a good education. And I'm
we
proud of
watched
him
The
for that.
Hobbit up here. The first time we came up here on the second floor, we watched The Hobbit, and Adelina was watching a little bit of it, and we were like, "Holy shit!" Like she's like, being like, "What's this big screen?"
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's eye catching. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Say, it's always interesting watching little kids like discover things like that.
Yeah.
I watched a video of a baby eating a popsicle the other day for the first time, and it was like,
I saw that. I saw that one.
I was like, this is great. Like
Yes.
the joy of watching
He was
a
like,
person
"Give it.
discover
Give it to me.
what
Yeah.
a popsicle is.
If
It's
you want to be
awesome.
slightly more of a jerk, when Lincoln was like 4 months old, we went to a restaurant and he bit into a lemon
Ooh, yeah. Yep.
and we filmed it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I did that with my dog one
And
time.
it was one of the funny. I felt so bad,
That's
like
great.
right after it happened, but it was really funny
well, he's
because
gonna,
like
he's
he
gonna
was
look back
all
on that.
into it because he'd eat like oranges and stuff, and he
Yeah.
bit into it, and then he just has this face that like obviously the microphone is not going to capture, but like just this little like 3 or 4 month old toddler, just like
What the fuck
what
did you do
did you
to
just do
Yeah.
to me? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I think he'll enjoy that in his formative years, and you'll be
Yeah.
like, here's you eating a lemon. He'd be like, that's funny as hell.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you guys think about this beer? I like it actually.
like
this
I'm
beer
not
a lot.
I'm not a Saison fan, and I like this.
I
I
like
don't
this
know
one.
if I have a good comparison to other saisons that I've had. I know
So,
I've had.
Do you know what a Saison is?
Not specifically. I know it's like a fruity kind of thing
No,
usually.
not
isn't it?
necessarily. It's a farmhouse ale. Is what a
Okay.
Saison is.
Peppery, usually.
And where farmhouse ale comes from is the workers from a farm would,
Sure.
before wintertime, they'd gather all the grain, all the extra stuff that didn't sell or
Yeah.
they didn't use, and they would brew beer with it.
Okay.
So all Saisons are different. It's what you have left over, you make a beer that will last you over wintertime.
Kind
Like
of gives
shit.
me the vibes of like some like Goldens and stuff that I've
Yeah.
had
Yeah,
a little bit.
a little bit.
The
This one,
ones
yeah.
I've had have been more of like a golden ale almost style, and then a lot of the ones I've had are very peppery as well.
Yeah,
which
I
is
like the
this
peppery.
fits in.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
like
good.
this.
I like this one.
It's interesting. It's kind of airy, but it's like even the carbonation in it is like small.
Yeah,
It's like
it's very.
I really
smooth
like
with
the
that.
carbonation so far too.
Yeah.
in all
Oh, yeah.
these,
They're not too
Especially-
carbonated.
like especially in the brown ale
I was going to
we
say that
had.
too. The brown ale had a good
I
mix.
was like,
Ooh,
that's a
that-
really good
I'm
carbonation.
still thinking about that brown
Right?
ale. That's a good fucking ale. Good job, Lovedrafts.
Yes.
Man,
Shout out to Lovedrafts for
Jeez.
sponsoring this episode.
I mean, shout out to them in general. Damn, I love them.
All right. I'm going to the graveyard party
Okay.
because we got to
Well-
wrap this up soon.
Okay. Well, listen,
What?
I did say I opened the door and I don't want to leave it open without them knowing.
Yes.
Sora and Smash. Thoughts? Anyone? Anyone care?
It's not a big one for me because I was never a big Kingdom Hearts person.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was about to look him up because I did not know who it was.
Spiky hair, Keyblade.
Yeah. Should have been in Final Fantasy and wasn't.
It was Disney Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Say it's
all it was.
Kingdom Hearts is a game that I would love to have the time to get into.
It's a fun. I like.
Bo's looking at me with a slight disdain.
No, I've heard
Okay,
too many nerds
okay,
talk about Kingdom
listen.
Hearts, and like you're either on one side of the fence or the other with it, where it's like it's the most like even if you love Kingdom Hearts, it's like the most complicated fucking story. Like, don't they have a
The
game that's
story-
called like 3/4 or something?
There's
Yes.
the story. If and actually,
Yes.
Cinemassacre has a pretty good video that like tries to explain because James Rolfe does a
Yes.
series called
Yeah, I might have
Chronologically
seen that, yeah.
Confused,
Yeah.
and Kingdom Hearts is probably the most chronologically confused
confusing.
Yeah.
storyline there is.
Yeah.
Well,
which
absolutely.
Nobody needs that in their life.
But
We actually got a Kingdom Hearts sword keyblade or whatever at the store right now.
like a metal one.
Like
A
one
full
of the-
metal.
Yeah, like a big thing.
Nice.
It's
Yeah,
one-
there's I only care about 1, 2, 3. The trilogy.
Sure.
I don't go
which
into
is what,
6 and 1/2.
all PS2.
1, 2 was PS2. And they remastered a million times, and then 3 came out recently on PS4, Xbox One, which was fine, but 1 and 2 are definitely better. But they're also remastering all of them for the Switch, which they released when they released that Sora was coming to Smash, which I'm
Okay.
actually excited because I would love to replay them all, but have the ability to do so in a handheld mode that I can take it to bed kind of thing, because that's the one thing that I struggle with now is that I don't have the time to sit down
Yeah.
and play. So the portability aspect
Honestly,
is really nice.
All the games that I've been playing for the past 6 months is portably.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time I played on the big screen was with my daughter on my chest, and I was passing out. I was just like, it's too much.
Right. Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
still, even portably in bed with the Switch, I'm passing out after a half an hour.
Yeah.
Like my time on video games is
It's
so
so minimal.
limited, and I hate it. And I love it too, because like I'm obviously spending my time on things that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sora is actually a great person to put in Smash.
I do too. And I'm excited for the people that have been asking for this for 6 years.
Yeah.
That's who I'm excited. I'm excited that Sora is going to be in Smash. That's going to be a cool fighter to have, but I'm excited for the people who've been fighting for it for all this time.
So are the Disney characters going to be the extras or
No.
something? No.
Okay, so if you watch the release video, they come in the background with the like, if you're familiar with Kingdom Hearts at all, they have like an almost stained glass pattern that pops up a lot.
Yeah.
Very indicative of almost like a castle like
Yeah.
situation. So in the stained glass that's behind Sora, they have Riku, they have Kairi, who are the two other main characters, and then where they would have Donald and Goofy, they have like a raft and a papu fruit. They don't have
Weird.
Donald and Goofy because they
Weird.
couldn't get the Disney
Makes
license
sense.
to
Yeah.
have the Disney characters.
They
But,
couldn't or they wouldn't.
well,
It probably costs way too much.
Yes, it would cost a fuck ton of money. So they were just
Yeah.
like, you can have Kingdom Hearts, but you can't have Donald and Goofy. And
Yeah.
honestly, those guys let me die enough, so I'll be fine with it. But that'd be cool if, like, I don't know, eventually in the future if they could bring Riku and Kairi in.
So is it He is the last one.
He is the last one for this.
Final and 90th character, if I heard correctly.
It's a lot.
And I was going to say, I don't think this Smash had quite enough characters yet at 89. So
yeah,
it's good that they've got a 90th. I honestly lost track of the DLC.
It's 90 extra.
I think it's 90 total.
Total. It's total. The
'cause
extras they usually come in packs. And
yeah,
it's usually like 4 to
when I saw
pack or
the other thing
something.
I saw that they were adding was a costume for Doom Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't entirely sure how that works. So like other characters can dress up as Doom Guy.
I guess so. That's what's
That's
happening.
interesting. I mean, cool that
It's been a while since I
As
played
a-
Smash.
say
On the Switch, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't played Ultimate in a while, and I only went, I think, through like the first round of DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I never
Yeah.
bought into like all the million other ones.
Do you have to buy them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have to buy the
fuck
fighter
that.
packs.
So can you just buy like a big pack?
I don't know because they usually.
I doubt it.
I think
'Cause they
Piranha
Probably
Plant,
$5
Piranha
a
Plant
piece.
They
was
used
free.
to. Yes,
Piranha Plant was free.
but
I
they
have
used
that
to
one.
I have that
do.
one.
You could buy an individual, or you could buy like the pack of 4. I think.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 for $5.
They're going to
Yeah.
do all of them then, right?
Well, but you can't buy a big pack of 20. You can buy 5 packs of 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not like there was already a million characters. It's not that many
Yeah.
Right.
to add.
I was
so.
probably so close to actually beating the campaign in the game, but it just became so daunting.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done.
It's a lot.
Like, I am done fighting people. I just want to become a Buddhist monk and
Kirby the Buddhist.
climb up a
Ooh,
mountain
yeah.
and not
Could
think
you
about fighting.
imagine Kirby in robe?
Yeah,
Imagine
kinda.
No,
Kirby
I
in
couldn't because
robe.
doesn't Kirby in the actual like trailer of Smash Brothers like when he wins everything, right? He's like
Because he's a fucking boss.
he's like the savior, right?
Mm-hmm.
if you are at the end of a podcast again correlating a pop culture character
To a deity?
to a deity, I'm going to leave. I'm quitting immediately.
Well, you better leave, all right? Can we finish this beer and then call it a night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kirby, the Sun, and the Optimus Prime.
Amen. Let's get to the graveyard party.
All right. This is the graveyard party. This
How do
has
we
been
keep
fun.
ending up here?
This has been fun.
No, it has been.
It really
I've
has.
really
I miss
missed
you guys.
this.
Yeah.
I mean, like we've
We
hung
should do
out,
this
but
more.
like, yeah, we should do this more. Yeah.
We should make a podcast.
What? That's
Now
brilliant.
there's an idea.
That's brilliant. You know
No,
what?
seriously,
What if
though.
we
Seriously,
recorded our
though.
shit?
Yo, seriously. What if all this was recorded?
Yeah, man. Wild.
Science.
Sam, add an explosion sound in there.
Mine
I
wasn't
don't
good
know.
enough.
I
or
think
what?
that Foley
No,
that
on
Beau
top-
just
on top
provided
of
was
it.
aces.
All right, I'm
On
looking
top
up
of it.
graveyard party.
Where can
Oh, this one's good. This will keep us awake. We probably should have started with this
it.
one.
Coffee.
Uh-oh.
This is a Vietnamese coffee porter. And if you know about Vietnamese coffee, because I do from Pho, it is jet fuel, essentially,
Oh, fuck.
when it
Oh,
comes to
shit.
caffeine. But I did ask Venus about this one, and she said it is not that high of caffeine. Like,
Mm.
It's more about the flavor than it is
Yeah.
about the
Mhm.
caffeine.
it is a 7.6% ABV.
Ooh.
You need to pour yourself some, sorry.
I need to pour myself.
Yeah,
some.
you need
Jesus
to.
Christ.
Say
Sorry.
we
Slacking.
went through 5 beers and now we're pouring our own here. What
Come on.
Jesus Christ.
kind of bar is this?
Who's
Worst
the bartender
service.
here?
I'm giving a bad review on Yelp.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
My.
So it's very dark
Yeah.
because it's a porter.
You know what? I'm glad we're finishing on this one because usually porters are hard for me to go through. It's just a little
like
thicker, darker.
Delicious beer gravy.
Yeah, but it's like I'm not chugging a porter. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I'm gonna
No.
take my time with
Heck
it. So
no. Yeah.
the other ones, yeah, I could chug that down
So
real
this
quick.
is rich, dark, and brimming with bittersweet
Oh.
coffee brownie batter.
Yeah, smell that thing. It
Oh.
smells like a brownie.
Hops are Bravo.
Bravo.
It's good too. Like
Oh,
Wow.
it's not overly cold since it's the last beer in the cooler.
Ideal.
And I
though.
feel
This is-
like a porter
Mhm.
should definitely be like not room temp, but like a little above room temp.
above
Mhm.
fridge
Like what
temp.
this is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You taste all the flavors, you taste all the notes of it. It's so coffee brimming.
It really is. It's
I
very
hope to
coffee
God
heavy.
this doesn't keep me awake.
You know what?
Fuck it.
If it does, I did it for the cast.
You know
bro.
what? My wife said after the podcast she needs to take a bath and I need to watch the baby.
So this will keep you up to watch the baby.
Yes,
There you go.
exactly.
Mhm.
I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Good.
This is great.
This is good.
I have at least 12 cans on this table right now to recycle. And that's a good sign.
It's always the best when we end up with a full coffee table of cans
Just
at the end of
cans
it.
and cans and cans.
So in the past 5 months that we have been not recording, have you guys
On
been playing?
hiatus.
Have you guys been playing any video games?
Sparingly. The time that I have to myself is very minimal as it is. But the one thing that I've been trying to keep constant, because your schedule as a small business owner is always very unexpected, is that on the weekends I try to play Call of Duty Zombies with my friends online. So that keeps me in game,
Mhm.
no matter if it's that game or,
Yeah.
it keeps me playing games. That I know that those 3, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm playing games in the evening when I'm coming home. If they don't get on, that's fine. I'm still playing a
Yeah.
game. But it's hard to find time during the week and even on off days, just during the daytime, to be like, hey, I'm playing a game, whatever.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. But there's a lot of things that have come out recently that I'm really wanting or
Did
that
you ever
are
get
coming out.
Did you ever get Pokemon Snap?
I did, but I haven't even played it yet.
Okay.
But I actually got a recommendation from a customer the other day. Alan Wake. They did a
Mhm.
remaster of it. And
Heard
he
him.
was like, if you haven't played that, I think you'd like that. So I might have to pick that remaster up and give that a shot because I trust what he's saying.
Okay.
He knows pretty well. But that sounded like a good game. It was a 360 PS3 release.
Yeah. So many people loved it.
Yeah.
I've never even seen a screenshot from it, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's like a psychological, almost like
Okay.
style. I don't know if it's like a thriller type of game, but like one of those like dark games.
Like Eternal Darkness, maybe.
kind of,
Maybe.
yeah. Like that kind of stuff.
I thought it was like maybe a 2D platformer, but okay.
No. I think it's, I have no idea what the actual gameplay is, but he said that I would like it.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to look at that remaster because if that is something that looks good, I would like to get into a game with a storyline
Yeah.
because it's hard to do that right now. Like with all these games that are coming that are open world and 70 hours and blah, blah, blah. I don't have 70 hours. I don't have 2
Nobody
hours
does.
to put in an open
Yeah.
world. So I've even less now. So if I can get a game that's like,
Can I recommend a game?
I guess.
I've been playing Eastward, which just came out last month, not even a month ago. It is so reminiscent of Link to the Past. No.
Is this a Switch
Yes.
game?
Yes, this is a Switch game.
Yeah.
Also for the PC. Yes, Link to the Past. For the Super Nintendo. It's very similar to that battle mechanics.
Okay.
Action RPG. You level up your weapons and stuff. But also very Earthbound like.
Okay.
With the
That sounds good.
humor, with talking to people, NPCs. You can literally, after every event, you can talk to the same NPC and get a different conversation with them.
Oh, that's terrible for me.
I love it.
I would be
fucking love
talking
it.
all the time.
But the one thing that I hate about it is that there is a lot of dialogue. Like the
Okay.
last hour and a half, 2 hours that I've played of it, when I was passing out on the couch playing this game, it was 2 hours of dialogue
Mhm.
of different places that I had to go and keep talking. I'm like, I just want to fucking fight. Like, because
Yeah.
the fighting is
Yeah.
actually really good. The puzzles are great. Like, it's all just like 2D, look down.
How do you spell it?
Eastward.
WARD.
Eastward. Okay.
Yeah, like you're going east.
There is a game that just came out, and I have not played it
so
yet.
good.
But
Sam, you would love it.
I want to
Yeah.
hear if either of you have heard of it or tried it. Splitwise?
No.
No.
Okay. Somebody talked to me about that, and apparently it's essentially a combination of Halo and Portal.
Okay.
So it's like a first-person shooter where you have a portal situation. You can move to other parts of the map and things like that. Heard somebody say that was really good. And I think it's free as well. So I was like, maybe we give that a shot because I like free things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to know if anybody else had heard on that one before I
Yeah.
delve
Not
into it.
been too quick to anything especially new, other than admittedly I did play Madden 22.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Every September, end of August, a new Madden game comes out, and every end of August, beginning of September, I play a new Madden game for approximately 4 hours, and I'm tired of it because it's the same
Yeah.
game.
Definitely.
But, sports games can be fun, and I have fun playing it for a while, and then I'm tired of it, and it's
Yeah.
over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful this year that because of it's through Steam EA Play,
Mm-hmm.
I got to play a 10-hour free preview of Madden, and I
Oh,
didn't
so you
have
were
to
good.
buy it this year.
That's
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
So you got your
I got
5
my,
hours.
like,
Did you,
Got your
Yeah.
fix and you're
Instead of
done.
paying $60 for a game that I play for like 4 hours,
That you're going to trade in for $1.
in
a month.
Well, I can't even do that because I buy it on Steam anymore.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the lame
That's great.
game. However, there's a game that I've only gotten about an hour into for PC. It's called Lake. I don't know if it's out on any other platforms just yet, but it's,
I gotta say, I love video games that just have one word
yeah.
as a title. I
And-
already know it's a fucking good game.
Like,
And something else
precisely?
that I know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Something else I know
It's not a
will
video
appeal
game
to
yet,
you.
but it will be.
it could be.
Lake has a very similar premise to Firewatch, a
Ooh.
favorite game of both of ours.
Which is one word.
Yeah.
Is it one word?
Yes, it is. It's one word.
Firewatch.
It's a poly word, if you will. But
But it's one word.
So- Is it
one
you're watching the
word?
fire.
in a
Okay.
similar premise to Firewatch, in Lake, it takes place in the 80s in like the Pacific Northwest.
Cool.
You play a lady who
Love that area.
is a software developer in New York and decides she needs to take a sabbatical and go be a
Same.
postal worker.
Same.
We
Yep.
just took a sabbatical.
So
We can't take any more.
So she literally drives around
I'm a
this
postal
random
worker.
Pacific Northwest town and delivers mail.
You're going to make me postal.
And there's so many puns. I can't take it.
Sabbatical.
Sabbatical.
So how many times have I said sabbatical on this podcast?
I think it's the record high, actually.
Yeah. I did say sabbatical.
I think that's
though,
the
for Beau.
name
I like
of the podcast this time.
Yes. But no, so Lake, for real though, Lake apparently turns into a much more involved story, but the premise is that you're delivering mail. So far all I've done is deliver mail.
I'm already
But I'm
in.
excited. It's sort of a cell shaded look to it. It's kind of
cell shaded.
Yeah.
It's not like good cell shade. It's like kind of mediocre
I love
graphics wise.
So on a
mediocre cell shaded.
Okay, so from us ignoring him on a scale of 1 to Borderlands, where are we at?
Oh, like a 3.
Like
Okay.
a Wind Waker.
Yeah, no, it's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing like.
I love Wind Waker though.
It's more like Wind Waker than Borderlands is like the epitome of cell
Right.
shade.
That's my fucking
Yeah.
favorite. But
I would
yeah.
feel like Breath of the Wild is the epitome of
Have
great
you
cell
played?
shading.
Well, good cell shading and how much cell shading are two different things. And
Okay.
Borderlands has like
Both. Maximum.
both for sure.
Sliders are max.
But like we're talking like thick
looks
boy,
like cell
thick boy
shading.
borders
Yeah, it looks
as far
like-
as
Okay.
like lines go for Borderlands.
All
But
right.
why is
um,
but why is every indie game set in the Pacific Northwest in a small
Do you want to know why?
No. Let me You've got Firewatch, you've got Lake, you've got Life is Strange, Life is Strange 2,
Mhm.
and every other indie fucking game.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because that's where the developers
I was
are
going to say they're all
developing them.
developed there.
Yeah. They're all from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. They're all just camped outside of Nintendo headquarters,
Listen,
waiting
Portland,
to be discovered.
We get it. We get it. We all can't be the hipster.
No.
We're trying.
But everyone
we
wants
can't.
to be.
We can't be that. We're
I
trying.
will say, speaking of certain developers in the Pacific Northwest, I tried so hard to play the new Mario Golf.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't
I
like
can't-
it?
How
I
is it?
love it,
Oh, okay.
but I can't get past the freaking all-terrain
Oh, fuck
run
that
around
shit. I don't
up
like
all
that.
the mountains and
I
shit.
don't like that much. Yeah.
I'm stuck in that part of the story mode. Like
Yeah.
I've been stuck since July.
Oh.
Like I can't. There's one part of it where it's like you got to get through 9 holes in 10 minutes.
And you're
I
like,
don't
I don't
love-
want to do that.
No.
I don't love the mechanic. First of all, it's a golf game. I don't like
Yeah.
the mechanic that I have to rush to get to the next
Yeah.
I
thing.
don't love
Like,
that.
I want to relax and play this game. Don't rush me.
Talking about a golf game that I'm stuck on too, Golf Story. You ever play that?
Yeah,
It's
So-
Mario Golf, but
But-
without Mario.
well, I'd say
Yeah.
Japan has been known for a solid golf RPG over the years
Golf
too.
Story I
so-
loved,
Very good
especially
game.
when the Switch first came out. It was like one of the first like indie games that you could download.
yeah, it was very early.
It was good. And then I got to the old timers golf area where like you could only use like these old putters. And I can't get past that part.
Yeah.
So I stopped playing it.
That's kind of where I'm at with. I don't even remember what the full name of the new Mario Golf game is.
Super Rush.
Super Rush.
Yeah.
But it's like, is it off road or like cross
Cross
country?
country.
XC. Yeah.
Yeah, cross country golf.
Can't get past the cross country golf parts.
Well, it's because you have to hit the ball, and then your ball has to go up the next level of mountain, and then you have to get up the level.
that's what I run into. Is I can't
Yes.
figure out a route.
I got the new WarioWare. I haven't opened it.
I want to get that one. That one looked good.
Yeah, I bought it.
So the other one that looks good, also that I
That's as
didn't.
far as I got. I bought it.
Bought it.
The other one that looks good that I did not think that I was going to be interested. That after watching some gameplay and hearing people talking about it, that was interesting to me was the new Cruisin' Blast, whatever it is, the
Yeah.
remake.
Love
I
being
think
an
I saw a
arcade
picture
racer
of it.
regardless.
Right, exactly. And they were like, yeah, it's definitely like the original, but then there's also some new stuff going on. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm always
when
down
that's
for
on
good
sale,
cruising.
I
when
like
that's on
racing
sale. I'm
games, yeah.
down for that.
Yeah.
I like arcade racing games specifically. I mean,
Yes.
I've had fun with simulators. Like Gran Turismo for me is like the gold standard of racing sims.
There's something though about being in
But,
an arcade
yeah.
Yes.
setting though, playing an arcade
Arcade
racing
racers
game,
are where
like,
it's at.
Actually hitting a pedal with your foot and
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a wheel.
Well, and having a little bit more like forgiveness in a racing game is a lot
Yeah.
more fun. Like a kart racer or an arcade racer,
And we're not
Like-
playing NASCAR, Thunder,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
NASCAR
or like
Thunder.
Forza or one of those. Like they can be fun, but like I don't want to have a rewind button just to
Yeah.
survive breaking around a corner
Yeah, fuck
or like
that.
Yeah.
it being realistic. Like I don't need
Yeah.
it to
I
be
don't need-
realistic. I want
I
to feel like I
don't
can
need that.
drive a freaking race car.
I would have a helicopter pop out of my car at
Yeah.
one point in time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
like
go over a hill and hit things.
oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, one of my favorite racing
Or
games
just
of
shoot
all
out
time
my window.
Right.
is
Okay, so you're playing Grand Theft Auto.
yeah, say that's yeah. But similar vein, one of my favorite racing games of all time is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Love
2.
all the Need for Speed games.
And Hot Pursuit 2
Good
was
games.
especially fun because it felt kind of realistic,
What
but it
system?
had I played it on PC, but it was on everything. It was on PS2, it was
Yeah,
on
GameCube.
it
Yeah.
was on Xbox, original Xbox. And it was one of those games that at the time the graphics were good enough that you've got the realism, but you got that arcade mentality that you could just like blitz
Yes.
through the track and have fun doing it.
Yeah,
and
the
there were
Need for
shortcuts.
Speeds and the Burnouts.
Yeah.
Like
Burnouts, yes.
transcended the middle ground between actual simulation and kart racer, arcade racer.
We should do a podcast about all the great racing games or
I'm
like
down.
car games out there.
Say.
Not even racing, but car games.
Kart games.
I
Kart
could talk
games.
about Need for Speed Underground
'Cause there was
until I'm
games
blue
that
in the
were, like,
face.
Yes.
just about like crashing, right? Was
Well,
that a
Burn-
burnout?
Burnout.
Carmageddon was another
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Oh,
Burnout was
Vigilante 8.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Burnout series was you got extra
Crash.
point for crashing
Yeah.
and the type of crash that you
Love
did.
those games.
Yep.
I need to play more of those games.
Well, they're fun and they're quick. So the
Mhm.
other thing is that
I love
for
quick
us
games,
now
yes.
as adults with things that are happening
Mhm.
in our lives, we can't, like we said, can't devote the hours to the RPGs, the open worlds, but I can give 2 hours to a kart racer or a
or some
20
Beetle
minutes
adventure
to, like,
racing for the N64.
hell yeah.
beat up my car.
Right.
Get it crashed into.
Right.
Crash into other cars.
Yes. Get
Love
that
it.
road rage out.
All of it. Need it.
Or you could play Road Rage.
Road Rage,
You could play
also a
Road-
good
See?
Sega Genesis game.
There you go.
You like motorcycles? You like chains? You like whipping people with chains?
You
Road
like
Rage.
badass heavy metal
that's Road
chiptune
Rash.
music.
Road Rash.
Oh, yeah, Road
I was gonna
Rash.
say, I mean,
How
you
many
like
beers
The
have we had?
Simpsons? That's
Yeah.
Road
Simpsons
Rage.
Road Rage. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yes.
And I
Yep.
associated it with EA Sports title Road Rash.
Yes, Road Rash is what
You
I
two
was
were on a
thinking.
totally different. Yeah,
That's all right. Let's wrap this
we
up.
were there.
Let's wrap this
but
up.
it's time to be done.
it is.
We've got dad brain.
This is fun.
Yeah, you fathers have things to do.
Yeah. Well, my kid went to bed 2
Yeah.
hours ago, but
It's all good.
yeah.
I enjoyed this so much, guys.
It's been fun.
Thank you
Heck
for
yeah.
being here.
Thank
You, listeners, for listening this long. If you did, I doubt you did. If you did, let us know. DM us on Precisely Podcast on Instagram. If
Mention
you didn't,
2 Hour Club. What up?
yeah.
Gold star.
Has it been 2 hours?
It has been 1 hour and 56 minutes.
Close enough. Gold star for you.
Yeah. Just DM us. Listen to all of it. Thank you. Actually, you don't have to thank us. We're thanking you. But either way, this has been Precisely Podcast. Thank you, Lovedraft Brewing Company,
Thank
for
you, thank you.
sponsoring
Yes,
this
thank you.
podcast and bringing it back from the depths of hell where it has
From
been.
the graveyard party.
Yes.
Hey.
It makes sense. We have a skeleton
you
logo now.
brought us out. You gave us 6 beers to try. We absolutely loved all of them, honestly.
Approved. Next.
yeah.
And we're looking forward to drinking more of your beers, honestly, because it sounds like this might be a love match made in heaven. Is that a thing?
A love draft
A
match.
love draft love match.
A love
Yeah.
draft made in heaven.
It's
Yeah.
a love connection.
Sam, I fucking missed
Precisely
your voice.
podcast.
Kelly, I missed your voice too, but
Aw.
Sam has a really sexy
Well,
voice.
that's
I've been around my own voice, so I don't miss it.
All right.
yeah. I can't compete with that. I'm gonna try.
Either way, thank you guys. Have a good night, and we out.
We out.
We out.